Hello, and welcome to a deep dive into the murky depths of human weakness, where your vulnerabilities are not your own, but rather a business opportunity ripe for the picking. It's a bit like that game show where they make you do increasingly embarrassing things for money, except the prize is usually just feeling a little bit worse about yourself and the world around you. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of society's onion, and I guarantee you'll find at least one layer that makes you weep openly. We'll be exploring real-world examples of how industries, with all the subtlety of a sledgehammer to a piñata, have weaponized our insecurities and anxieties to sell us things we don't need. So buckle up, dear viewers, because by the end of this expose, you'll never look at a targeted ad, a fast food commercial, or a political campaign the same way again. And you'll probably be reaching for a stiff drink or maybe a therapist, but hey, at least you'll be aware, right? Let's kick things off with the advertising industry, shall we? Those charming folks whose sole purpose in life is to convince you that your life is a miserable, empty void without their product. They're like that friend who constantly brags about their amazing vacation while you're stuck at home with a leaking faucet and a half-eaten bag of stale chips. The thing is, advertisers are masters of manipulation. They prey on our deepest insecurities, our fear of missing out, our anxieties about social status, our crippling need to be liked. They dangle shiny, happy people in front of our faces, living seemingly perfect lives thanks to the miracle of whatever they're selling, be it a new car, a brand of yogurt, or a teeth whitening system that promises to make you look like a horse. And the worst part, it bloody works. We see these ads and we internalize the message. We start to believe that we're not good enough, not thin enough, not rich enough, not happy enough. And the only way to fix it, of course, is to buy. It's a vicious cycle of consumerism that leaves us feeling emptier than a politician's promise and more in debt than a college student who just discovered online gambling. But it's not just about selling us stuff we don't need. Now, let's move on to another industry that's built an empire on human weakness, Big Pharma. These benevolent healers with their white coats and reassuring smiles are here to cure all that ails you. Or at least, that's what their marketing departments would have you believe. The truth, as always, is a bit more complicated. While there's no denying the incredible advancements in medicine, there's also a dark side to this industry, one that thrives on our fears and anxieties about illness and mortality. See, Big Pharma loves a good disease. The more conditions they can find, the more pills they can sell, and if they can convince you that you have a condition you didn't even know existed, well, that's just a bonus. Social media, that glorious digital landscape where we can connect with friends, share cat videos, and endlessly scroll through the curated lives of people we barely know. It's a utopia of likes, shares, and carefully filtered selfies where everyone is beautiful, everyone is happy, and everyone is utterly full of shit. But here's the thing about social media. It's not designed to make us happy. It's designed to keep us engaged. And what better way to do that than by exploiting our deepest insecurities and desires? These platforms are like digital casinos, rigged to keep us hooked on the dopamine rush of validation and attention. The algorithm that power these platforms are terrifyingly good at figuring out what makes us tick. They track our every click, every like, every comment, building detailed profiles of our hopes, fears, and desires. And then they use that information to feed us a steady diet of content designed to keep us glued to our screens. Now, let's talk about something we can all agree on: food. Delicious, glorious food is the fuel that keeps us going, the source of countless joys, and in the case of the fast food industry, a weapon of mass consumption. Because, let's be honest, folks, fast food is engineered to be addictive. It's a symphony of salt, fat, and sugar, carefully calibrated to hit all the right pleasure centers in our brains. It's the culinary equivalent of a warm hug. If that hug was delivered via deep fryer and came with a side of fries, and the fast food giants know exactly what they're doing. They target our basest instincts, our desire for convenience, our need for instant gratification, our primal urge to consume things that are terrible for us, but oh so tasty. They bombard us with ads that feature glistening burgers, crispy fries, and milkshakes so thick you could build a house out of them. And it works. We're all slaves to our cravings, sacrificing our long-term health for the fleeting pleasure of a greasy burger and a mountain of fries. Now, let's delve into the wonderful world of finance, where money talks and everyone else walks the plank towards a lifetime of debt. Specifically, let's talk about predatory lending, a practice about as subtle as a loan shark with a crowbar and a collection notice tattooed on his knuckles. Because for those struggling to make ends meet, those living paycheck to paycheck, the world of easy credit can seem like a lifeline. But just like that shady oasis in a desert mirage, it's often a cruel illusion, leading to a quicksand pit of spiraling debt. Predatory lenders prey on the financially vulnerable, the desperate, those with limited options and even less financial literacy. They dangle tempting offers of quick cash, easy approval, and low payments that are anything but. They bury you in mountains of paperwork, laden with hidden fees, exorbitant interest rates, and terms so convoluted they'd make a tax lawyer's head spin. By the time you realize you're drowning in debt, it's often too late. And finally, we arrive at the cesspool of human weakness that is modern politics, a blood sport disguised as a public service, where facts are fluid, truth is subjective, and the only constant is the relentless pursuit of power. Political campaigns at their core are exercises in manipulation. They prey on our fears, exploit our biases, and pit us against each other in a cynical game of divide and conquer. They reduce complex issues to simplistic sound bites, demonize opponents, and peddle easy solutions to complicated problems. They tell us what we want to hear, even if it's demonstrably false. They appeal to our basest instincts, our fear of the other, our tribal allegiances, our deep-seated need to be on the winning side, even if that side is demonstrably wrong. And we, the easily manipulated public, lap it up. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour of the human psyche, as seen through the lens of industries that profit from our weaknesses. It's not a pretty picture, is it? But hey, at least you're aware. And awareness, as they say, is the first step towards change. The next time you see an ad that makes you feel inadequate, remember that it's designed to do just that. The next time you're tempted by the siren song of fast food, think about the long-term consequences. And the next time you hear politicians spouting fear and division, remember that they're not interested in solving problems. They're interested in exploiting them. Stay informed, stay critical, And for God's sake, put down your phone and go outside for a bit.